Welcome to
PIA.
PIA. Welcome to PIA
2009.
PIA 2009.
2009.
Back in the PIA 2009.
All right, we're here with Gary Calvinesso with Airborne Systems at PIA 2009, and Gary has a couple of pretty new, exciting products out here that he wants to showcase for us. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're standing by right here?
Well, this is the latest Raider Intruder. It's a ram air parachute, and it's designed to replace the MC4. And it's a 21st century design, and it's a very high performance. It's used in special operations for HALO and HAHO, which stands for high altitude, high opening. And as you can see, they have oxygen as they jump out from high altitudes.
Nice. So what makes it high performance versus the older systems?
Well, this is what we call a ram air parachute, which has a glide to it. You see them a lot with skydivers, typically use ram air parachutes, as opposed to the round canopies. And this is one of the entries. This is
the microphone's pretty good. So
okay. This is one of the entries that the Army is comparing for the replacement for the MC4 and MC5.
Right on. So why would the military want to choose this over some of the other ones?
Well, I think the glide ratio, which is the ratio that determines for every number of feet that it goes forward, it drops a certain amount of altitude. And that's important because the distance from the target is an important factor, and the control of the parachute is also very important to the jumper.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I was with the 82nd Airborne back in the day, and you know, we used to jump the old school, the T10, I guess it is, and the MC1 had a chance to jump that a little bit. But from what I hear, those are getting ready to be replaced.
Absolutely. In fact, I'd love to show them to you. We have the Army's planned replacement for the T10, which is now called the T11. And the T11 is a cruciform design, so it doesn't look like the old round parachute. It actually, some people call it square. It's actually not. It's a cruciform design, and it has a reduced opening shock. It has less oscillations. That means the parachute doesn't sway as much when you jump it, and it has a softer landing. Now, if you consider in the 1950s when they first designed the T10. The paratroopers were carrying much less weight. In today's military, they wear body armor, they carry computers and rucksacks and lots of things. Of course, that heavy weight can create more injuries. So
I just remember barely being able to walk out the plane, trying to hold a rucksack and hold onto the static line, and then they tell you to jump out.
Exactly.
So it was more like a fall. We just flop out of the plane and hope everything's all right.
Right, and the new T11 is much larger than the T10 and has a much slower rate of descent, preventing reducing the number of injuries on the battlefield. Because as one colonel once told me, for every injury on the battlefield, you lose 2 soldiers, the one that's hurt and the one that carries them off the field.
And that's definitely true. Do you want to go ahead and show us some of these systems?
Be happy to.
All right.
Okay. This is another new parachute that the Army is beginning to field. It's called the MC6. The MC6 is replacing the MC1 Charlie, which has been in use since the 1950s also. The MC6, again, much like the T11, has a less harsh opening. It has less oscillations, and it's a much better performing. It also will allow the jumper to actually do a 360-degree turn, which the MC1 probably couldn't do. It actually can fly backwards. So there's a number of enhancements and performance that the MC6 has over the MC1.
Nice. So I noticed here it looks like a different reserve design. Is that new from you guys?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
why don't you tell me a little bit about this? Because I remember we had that other, that green belly wart,
Right.
But this definitely looks...
Well, the nice thing about the way the Army had this designed, and Airborne Systems is the chief designer of this, we designed the same reserve for both the T11 and for the MC6. That meant that the harness and the reserve could be used on either system, and by changing the pack, you could have either an MC6 steerable or you could have a T11 non-steerable. And of course, mounting this where it is prevents the shock on the back in the event that you had to actually engage the reserve.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to talk to the people that are at home watching this right now, and anything hopeful for the 2009?
Well, there's a lot of new things on the drawing board. I think one of the most interesting products that we're doing is called JPADS. It stands for Joint Precision Airdrop Systems. And the new JPADS are actually GPS-guided parachutes that drop cargo. And if you think about how cargo's been dropped since the airplane was invented, it's basically a low-altitude run. You drop the cargo. If you were in a battle area, say in the mountains of Afghanistan, the bad guys shoot at the planes when they come in for a low-altitude run. With JPADS, it can be dropped from 20,000 feet at 20 miles away, and the parachute will fly itself to the target.
Awesome. Yeah, there's seen a couple of those type of systems around, and I was just wondering. I just heard all kinds of different payload weights. What kind of weight have you guys been able to?
Well, the two systems that the Army selected from us is the 2K, the 2,000-pound category, and the 10K, which is the 10,000-pound category. We've also been working with the Army in a science and technology project to drop as much as 42,000 pounds, and that has actually broken a world record for a ram air parachute, the largest payload.
Oh, you heard it, 42,000 pounds.
It's a lot of weight.
All right.
That's a truck.
Hey Gary, is there like any website or something people can go if they want to find out more information?
Absolutely. Look at our website is www.airborne-sys.com.
All right. Well, thank you, Gary, for spending some time with me today. And
My pleasure.
all right, and we'll see you guys later.